Today we'll be having a nice salad with hearts of romaine, broccoli, cherry tomatoes, onions, and teriyaki chicken nuggets. Yum. And a glass of what appears to be blood. It's actually Crystal Light fruit punch. But the reason we're here, I forgot to bring my mouse pad down. That's better. We're going to install Windows 95 Plus. This is a feature pack, basically, that Microsoft released in conjunction with Windows 95. Think of this as the Windows 95 equivalent to the Windows XP Home Premium Edition. And I believe it was one of the first operating systems that ever had, such an enhancement package available for it. But it wasn't the last. Now, obviously, you can no longer buy Windows 95 Plus, but I assure you this copy is definitely not legal. I can't get it anywhere legally, so what are you going to do? I'm all for, obeying the laws, but sometimes the laws don't work for you. So we're going to try to install this package on the IBM ThinkPad 760XL. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's a good sign. Windows 95 Plus offered, I believe, several additional games and the ability to set desktop themes. It was a really cool feature, and it was included in Windows 98. Windows 98, as far as I know, all versions had, from version 1 to version 2, or 2nd edition, all had the basic functionality, and I have a key for that. Hold on. It's in my, it should be right here. I strictly run my business on legal stuff, but today, folks, I'm going to show you something really cool. Okay, maybe not that cool. I'm going to be installing Windows 95 Plus, which is a software enhancement package that Microsoft released in conjunction with Windows 95, or shortly thereafter. Think of it as Windows 8 Home or Windows 7 Home Premium. What it really did was it offered a few multimedia applications, the new desktop themes feature, which you could set an entire theme for your desktop environment, including icons, backgrounds, sounds, and screensavers. All these features were included with Windows 98, but they were available for Windows 95 as a paid upgrade or add-on. Now, I'm going to here we go. I need a key for it, and I was able to find one on what was this? Ross Haynes' info page. He has the Windows 95 Plus key codes, and we're going to be using that for this install because this is not a legal copy. Legal copies are rare. They're hard to find, and sometimes people are asking exorbitant amounts of money for old software. There's always ways around these things, and I think I may have found one. So we're going to be asked for a code, and we're going to put one in. 425-03-05-114. Let's see if that works. Yep, first one. Do I condone software piracy? Absolutely not. But when you're dealing with vintage hardware like this, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you have to bend the rules to keep this software alive for historical reference, and that's the reason I'm doing this. I'm going to be putting a copy of Microsoft Bob on here too. That'll be fun. Alright. We're going to do a custom install. I want to see what goes. So they include Drive Space 3, which is a compression software, System Agent, maintenance tasks, desktop themes, 3D pinball, ooh yes, the Internet Jumpstart Kit. This is to get, it gives you, according to this, Internet Mail and the Microsoft Network, which is already on this machine, by the way. Dial-up network server, 3D pinball, and visual enhancements. I'm really in it for the visual enhancements. I don't really want Dry Space 3. I don't use that. System Agent, I'll leave. Internet Jumpstart Kit, I don't want. Don't want dial-up networking. But I'll take everything else. I mean, I gotta really watch my space. I only have about 700 megabytes free. So, now it's going to start installing. At the end of the install, you want to just choose a desktop theme. I'm going to choose the first one that I ever saw. It's called Science. My first exposure to Windows 95 Plus was at a family friend's house. And I think this was in like 1996 or 97. And she was the coolest person I had ever met at that point. She always had like cutting edge computer hardware, which at the time was a Pentium 133. About the same generation as this laptop. And had 32 megabytes of RAM, and I was like, whoa, that's awesome. I mean, I was enamored by this woman. I mean, she had like the most amazing computer system I'd ever seen at the time. And, you know, she was like, you know, I think 25, 26 years old, and I was about, what was I, 14. And, anyway, whenever my parents went to visit this person, it was usually for like a huge party or something, and the adults would be outside getting hammered while I was in her computer room playing with this Pentium 133 that was so futuristic to me, because at home I had a 486, and so she had the Windows 95 Plus feature pack installed with the Science screensaver, which is, to me, was the coolest thing at the time, you know. It didn't take much to impress me then. My parents stopped hanging around with this woman when we found out that she was banging her husband's brother. Yeah. Yeah, classy woman. But anyway, yeah, this was many, many years ago, so just another forgotten memory. But anyway, this is what the Science theme looks like. You've got a beaker that is boiling as your arrow. I'm sorry, your hourglass. It has some cool sound effects, and this really cool screensaver, which I will now show you. Now, to get these features, I was going to bump this machine up to Windows 98, but then I realized, and I thought back to my own 760XL when I was a kid, it didn't really scream under Windows 98. It was kind of a slowpoke. It'll handle it, but it doesn't run it as well as 95. So let's take a look at this Windows 95 Plus screensaver. To me, this was cool. I really thought it was. But that's what it does. It can also be adjusted to actually have spiral effects. So let's see here. Preview. We can do that too. I don't know what Microsoft charged for Windows 95 Plus, but I know it was a significant increase in cost for anyone buying a computer at the time. And that, my friends, was worth it. When I had my 760 XL back in the day, the screensaver or the desktop theme that I would use was actually it was the travel one, I think. Yeah, it was. You can actually, again, if you have a Windows 95 or Windows 98 machine, it's the same damn thing. It has the same exact theme, but I think it's really cool. But that's what I used on mine. The shutdown sound was pretty cool. Okay, maybe not. I'm thinking the startup sound. But anyway, that's pretty much all there is to show you with Windows 95 Plus. I mean, it's pretty cool. If you have a Windows 95 machine and you want to make it, you know, a little more fun to use, you know, get a copy of 95 Plus. You can either torrent yours, or you can obtain legal copies. They are out there. They're just hard to find. And it's just kind of a fun thing to put on your computer. And you know, when you have guests come over, have your Windows 95 screensaver flying around, and they'll be like, "What the hell? What year is this?" But anyway. I'm actually hosting a condo board meeting here, and I'm going to have this laptop running to see if anyone notices it. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, I upgraded the RAM. It now has 48 megs. I'm waiting for another module. I'm going to max it out to, actually it won't be maxed out, but it's going to have, I think it was 81 megabytes of RAM. It maxes out at 106 or some weird number like that. But I'm going to be putting two 32 meg modules in, plus the onboard 16, so it comes up to about 81 megabytes. That could be fun. And I'm already noticing a... Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Sheldon Cooper would love that. Anyway, where was I? So I'm adding more memory to it. It is a little bit better performing than it was on 16 megs, so I'm grateful for that. Let's see what emptying the trash sounds like. 148 items. What's in the trash, first of all? Oh, it's just a bunch of crap that I deleted. Yeah. Oh yeah. On that note, good news everyone. It looks like the memory I just purchased for the ThinkPad has come in. So the first thing we need to do is shut it down. And it wakes up here. There we go. So I've already upgraded this machine to 40, I think I've got 48 megs in there. Actually, let's take a look. Got 48 megabytes. And the original plan was to upgrade it to 81 megabytes, but the problem was one of the modules that they sent me was defective. So I had to request a replacement, and here it is. The IBM ThinkPads, at least this generation, had an onboard diagnostic system that would test every memory chip thoroughly. And that's how I was alerted to the problem memory that I bought. So we're going to pop the hood open here, just like so, and remove the hard drive. And we're going to flip up this little cover here, and there's the memory slot. If we were adding 64 megabyte modules, it can only be added to this particular slot here, and we have to flip that switch right there. There's a little micro switch. It has to be changed to a different position. And that's just FYI for those of you who own these. That's what you got to do. see what happens. Now this laptop uses 32-pin SIMs. Not 32. What are those? I don't remember the pin count on those. They're actually SODIMMs, and it uses EDO memory. Only, I believe, IBM and Compaq, I think, are the two users of EDO. It's hard to find even today, even on the used market, but it's out there. So if this worked out, we should have a total of 81 megabytes. I'm going to run the full memory diagnostic. Yep, there we go, 81 megs. We're going to go into BIOS and run the full memory diagnostic procedure, which takes a little while to test every single chip, but it's definitely a thing to do. So we go to test. We can even use the mouse. And we're going to select memory. There it is. Now it's going to check every module, every chip, and if it passes, awesome. If it fails, then I got to contact the vendor again and try to get a replacement. Okay, it doesn't show up on camera. Oh, there we go. But memory passed, so we are now good to go. Now let's boot it up. 81 megabytes of RAM. It shipped originally with 16. And we now have Windows 95 Plus on here. Double bonus. This thing's ready to rock and or roll. Let's party like it's 1995. Yeah. Where do you want to go today? Huh? However, I wonder how many more cheesy phrases I can think of. 1995 called. It wants its operating system back. No good. And then there's that. So, we got 81 megabytes. I think my ThinkPad had around 64 megs when I got rid of it. I know I had bumped it up a little bit, and I was running Windows 98, so I needed to have a little bit of memory to play with, but 80 megs reported by the OS. It's all there, baby. I wish I could up the video memory. No, I guess I don't need to. 16-bit color was fine for that time period. Let's see if it launches Word any faster. Ooh, that's another one I need, is Word 97. Yeah. No, Word 2000's fine. But it's not the same. I would not like to register my copy, but thank you. It just isn't the same, you know. Let's see. Gotta change the menu. It's got stuff hidden. Don't like that. Alright. Our next video will be based on this laptop, and we'll be talking about browsing the web in Link's text-based web browser. Stay tuned.